Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Matt, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. In today's video, we're going to be talking about exactly what Shiba Inu has been up to here over the past 24 hours or so. I know there's been a lot going on in the market right now, and I wanted to give you guys everything I know. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily SHIB vids, and let's get right into it, folks. So if you guys have not already seen what we are essentially working with here in really the entire market, man, I mean, it has been a really rough past couple, maybe 48 hours or so in the market. You guys can see just about every single asset that we know and love has not been performing too well, including, of course, some of the major players: Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, anything, just about anything out there, you name it, is really not performing all that hot. And Shiba Inu, unfortunately, has been, sort of subjected to that sort of same issue. So when we take a look at what SHIB has done here, it's down around a little over 5% here on the day, creeping up on 6% now, it looks like, and we're sitting here in the mid-30s, which, funny enough, is actually not all that bad, because when it comes down to it, every asset, if we take a look at CoinMarketCap, every asset here is not performing too hot. And when we look at our biggest losers over the past 24 hours, SHIB isn't even close. Shiba Inu is nowhere on our biggest loser list. It's not even in the top really 50 out of all the things that have not been performing hot over the past 24 hours or so. And of course, there are a couple of things which have made a little bit of a comeback, but Shiba Inu, again, definitely, is not suffering in any major way. When we take a look at the week, we're only down 9%, which is definitely nothing tragic. So SHIB, of course, has a market cap right now of around $19 billion, so definitely headed below the 20s, keeping us at rank number 13 here on the list. Volume-wise, we've had a good decrease in volume here, around 2 billion over the past 24 hours, which, funny enough, is actually not always a bad thing, because sometimes that decrease in volume actually stops some of that volatility. So having a little less volume can help in terms of extremely explosive crashes and whatnot. And I definitely think that, keeping that volume down a little bit over the, next couple of days might actually be an okay idea. Before I go any further, guys, make sure to check out Webull, link down below in the description. If you guys like to get started trading stocks, crypto, all that good stuff, and if you guys use my link, you guys will get a free stock or crypto for signing up. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Top of the link down below in the description. So when we take a look at our graph, of course, we have a lot to dissect here, but really what I'm seeing, and funny enough, I think a lot of people probably could, sort of agree with me on this, is that when we take a look at all of the sort of price action here that has gone on from really the major kind of attempt at a comeback here, which was on late November here, November 30th, we had this attempt at a comeback, and unfortunately, it did not look like that was successful. So when we look at the price action since then, I think most people could agree this is actually pretty simple. What this looks like to me in all reality, and of course, you could play with this on the side, you play with the axis here a little bit if we want to, but what this is looking like to me is a falling wedge. Of course, I think that's pretty simple. I think most people could agree with me on this. This is looking like a falling wedge. It's not beautiful. It's not a perfect example of a falling wedge, but it definitely looks like one to an extent. Now, when we take a look at the numbers here on the side, of course, you guys can see we're headed all the way down from around 54 all the way to around 35. But again, keep in mind, guys, all of this, the major action here from the 3rd, the 4th up until now, is essentially an artificial crash, because it's not crashing on behalf of really any fundamentals. It's not crashing on behalf of something that the Shiba Inu dev team did. It's not crashing for any of those reasons. It's crashing because literally everything else is crashing. So it's very hard for me to sit here and criticize SHIB for being down, and I really couldn't do that because everything else is down. So this is good in a sense, because it's very hard to essentially place this action here in the same category as this, because this has crashed for a completely different reason than SHIB has headed up or down, over the past couple of weeks. So the reasoning is, again, definitely different. So when we take a look at our indicators, you guys know I always love to do that. Of course, when we take a look at the relative strength index, you guys can see here, it basically shows that, yeah, this is way too low of a dip. This is not a normal, price action. This is a very, very volatile dip, especially when we headed all the way down to around 29-ish. You guys can see it is 21 on the relative strength index, and that is definitely low. So that shows that we have the option to have a bit of a more volatile return back. And you guys can see it heads from below the 30 range here, the 30 to 70 range. It heads from 24 all the way to around 50, right around the middle of the relative strength index. And at that time, of course, 37, 38, seemed to be kind of the spot. But what this is showing is that if we wanted to work our way up, we definitely can. We have some headroom to do so. We can go from 35 to 36, 37, maybe 38 on the day here, without running into any, overbuying issues or any excessive problems because of where we are located right now on the relative strength index. So that's definitely good. We have a lot of opportunity here, and I think realistically, we could see just some kind of consolidation between, maybe the 40-ish line here. I think the 40-ish line is probably a safe spot to head to. Probably some consolidation between the 40-ish line and really right around 33, 34-ish. I think that is definitely a safe range. And if we could, just kind of bounce between here, I think it's very realistic. Having some candles, in the 35s, 36s, something like this, I think is definitely realistic for the future. I think this is a realistic forecast until Bitcoin is in some way able to break out of the rut that it is currently in. Because again, market cap for Bitcoin, not too hot right now. Over the past week, especially not too hot right now. A flash crash, all the way down to like 44. So Bitcoin does have a lot of room to improve and to work its way back up. And when that happens, it's very possible that SHIB could break out of that. But if we were able to see, again, a continuous kind of consolidation like this, that would once again, sort of reassure us that there could be a falling wedge here going on. It's a little tougher, again, to draw that out now because it is kind of a steep bit of a decline here. But, if we are to continue consolidating a little bit downwards, this would really make a falling wedge and give way for some kind of breakout in the future. When we check the Fibonacci retracement, of course, you guys can see it's going to outline the top and bottom of the most recent run. So we've got our top here at right around 39.5-ish, 40-ish, and a low here of right around 34. And essentially all that this is really showing here is that we have headed from the top to the bottom here, and the major spot that we are attempting to, sort of claim again is the 23.6% line. So 23.6, that is where we are trying to reclaim, and you guys can see that is the 35-ish line, and I think that's very doable to, sort of establish some level of support around the 35 line. It's very possible we could work towards some of these other fib levels and try to, establish some support on there. It's possible maybe the 38.2% line here. We could maybe establish some support on there once again and have some candles on the 38.2% line. So that is very possible. But what it really comes down to is just the fact that, these fib levels are mathematically generated. They're done for a reason. So ideally, 23.6 looks feasible, and maybe we could stay there for a little bit until Bitcoin is able to get itself back in check. So with that being said, everybody, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily SHIB bids. Join my Discord and follow me on Twitter at Matt Garbarino. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I will see you all on the next video. Peace.